The Shawara Karatu initiative is a proposal and a solution developed by the Ministry of National Education in Niger with the support of IIEP-UNESCO Dakar to come up with a solution to the problems related to using the data. In Niger, there was already a willingness to use assessment results to improve student learning. This vision, supported by the Direction des évaluations des concours et de l'orientation scolaire, consisted of using the results of standardized assessments and analyzing them to identify the needs for reinforcement of schools and teachers. In the light of the results of the diagnosis on quality management practices, the Assessment and Evaluations Department realized that the problems related to the non-use of data are much broader, and that other dimensions must be considered to have a more complete and appropriate solution. The Assessment and Evaluation Department also realized that issuing an order at the central level to require players to use data would certainly not solve the problem. This Department of Evaluations therefore decided to work with the Education Quality Management Support Program to develop the Shawara Karatu initiative. What is this Shawara Karatu initiative? Mr. Patrick Kenye, in charge of the Education Quality Management Program of the IIEP-UNESCO Dakar, will give us more information on this point. The Shawara Karatu initiative, and that actually means dialogue and consultation in education, aims at creating opportunities for a dialogue between the stakeholders and to explore the ways of using assessment data to monitor learning at the local level. At the conceptual level, Shawara Karatu targets the local level and is designed in 3 stages. The first one being the preparation, which consists in taking stock of all the data available in the commune, including qualitative data, such as inspection reports and reports on the start of the new school year. The second stage consists in checking that available data are in a usable format and then analyze the data to identify priority issues which should be discussed by a group of education stakeholders. This must be done in line with the objectives of the national education policy. The second stage, which is also called the implementation stage, which could also be called the communal day for monitoring learning achievement, consists in bringing together the different actors involved in education in the municipality coming from a variety of backgrounds to discuss the issues arising from the data and the information analyzed in the existing reports, so as to identify concrete actions relevant for the local authority and that can be implemented within a short time frame, which we can estimate to be 2 or 3 months. This third stage begins after this event and consists in implementing the action plan resulting from the local learning achievement monitoring day, which it should be remembered is an action plan that the various players in the local authority take ownership of because they played a major role in drawing it up. During this third stage, the stakeholders must be supported in implementing the actions. This support is justified by the fact that the stakeholders may have to embark on paths they're not used to explore. Support will therefore be necessary to help them overcome the obstacles they will be faced with and make sure that nothing is done before the next Shawara Karatu. And this support also aims at building the capacity of the players to ensure the sustainability of the actions initiated. And following this procedure, it will be necessary to meet again at the end of each quarter to repeat the 3 stages. This will enable to monitor the progress and, if necessary, make corrections and adjustments to the actions. In other words, to identify what needs to be changed or continued. To just compare these ideas with the reality on the ground, the intervention was tested in a small group. The Shawara Karatu experiment was initially carried out in the communes of Ndunga and Dalaye, both located in the Tillabéri region. The former is a newly created commune, while the latter has existed for several years. It was also expected that this difference in the profile of the two communes be a source of information to improve the design of the initiative and identify the conditions for its scaling up. In each of these communes, two Shawara Karatu were organized with a time lag of 5 months. Mr. Moussa Amani Unteni, education policy analyst, presents the main results of this pilot experiment. The experiment in the communes of Hamdalay and Dunga revealed that the data available was not in a usable format. In fact, some schools sent their evaluation results to the chef de secteur on paper, while others sent an Excel file, and a few people sent them by WhatsApp. And the chef de secteur summarized this information to report to the inspector on the situation of his commune. And as a result, there was no centralized database containing information on schools in the commune, which made some of the analysis impossible, such as the identification of schools having difficulties in the commune. As a result, the first activity was to revise the school achievement tracking sheet to make it easier to fill in and reduce the risk of errors. To improve the reliability of the data, an input max was developed to check the consistency of the data. The players acknowledged that these two actions have greatly improved the reliability of the data. And the results of the second quarter composition for each of the communes were analyzed and revealed a certain number of findings that attracted the attention of the stakeholders. Some of the issues were the same in both communes, while others were specific to each commune. In both communes or municipalities, a high number of children are failing, and some schools deserve special attention because they have a failure rate of 100% in at least 3 of the levels of study. This led the participants to propose analyzing the causes of success or failure as a priority for their local authority and the municipality. And the participants also proposed that the local authorities apply a teaching approach developed by the Niamey and Tawa teacher training colleges and validated by the other teacher training colleges as a way of improving learning. These are called Ateliers de micro-enseignement tutoré, or AMET. In Douanga, the analysis showed that girls perform better than boys from grades 1 to 5, but the trend reversed in the final year, raising questions about the capacity of the system to maintain girls' performance. In Hamdalay, the issue was the transition between grades 5 and 6. The share of pupils failing was very high from grade 1 to grade 5, and suddenly became very low in grade 6. All these findings and avenues for action represent challenges that these communes will have to take up from the start of the next school year. It is important to note that the space offered by the Shawara Karatu provides an opportunity for players who are not used to talk to each other and discuss common issues. The actors at the central and decentralized levels, schools, civil society, and parents have collectively identified consensual solutions and have committed themselves to implementing them. The next Shawara Karatu, which will be organized in these municipalities, will be an opportunity to take stock of the implementation of such actions. The Shawara Karatu experiment has yielded a number of important lessons that need to be taken into account when scaling up the initiative. Amongst them, we have the following. Initially, the intention was to organize 3 Shawara Karatu during the school year, 1 per term. But the realities on the ground only allowed it to implement 2. It seems that this frequency is more realistic. A local learning achievement monitoring day brings together a wide variety of players. managing to bring together such a group and reaching consensual decision is a major challenge. It is therefore useful to think about the skills required for the people responsible for leading these dialogues and consultations. The experience of Nunga and Amdalai has also shown that participants do not all speak the same language, and that therefore it is necessary to use an interpreter to enable each and everyone to fully participate in the work. This work has highlighted the fact that the stakeholders are finding it difficult to transform the possible solutions they have identified into action plans to improve the quality of education and to identify sources of funding for the various activities proposed. It therefore seems necessary to entrust this last task to a smaller group and for the results to then be validated by the whole group. And finally, the experiment has also allowed it to estimate the additional costs related to the organization of a Shawara Karatu. These lessons learned will provide food for thought when it comes to extending this Shawara Karatu to other communes in Niger. And finally, let us listen to the satisfaction expressed by one player in the field. After these two meetings, my feelings I feel actually completely satisfied, because during the first meeting, when people had developed the action plan, we had a lot of reservations regarding the objectives to be achieved. But thank God, we are just taking stock of the situation, and we realized that 98% of the action plan was achieved, and I believe 80%, sorry, was achieved, and I believe that this is a good start for any action plan.